Jesus, what have I trodden on?
That scared me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Well, ladies and gentlemen, race fans here at Lake Macquarie and at home watching on the GP Hydro live stream, we're back for the third and final race of today's schedule here at Lake Macquarie for round 4 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships, and it is of course the sports boats. We've got the 65 mile an hour and the 85 mile an hour categories going out for the second race of today. Last race, we'll recap very quickly. Our winner in 85 mile an hour was Aaron Penosa in his 28-foot skater. Then it was Ryan Shan in his new to him shifty catamaran. And then it was the Mojo, the Force, out there taking third place in the 85 mile an hour category. Down to 65 mile an hour, our winner was the Nutcase, then to Slick, and then to Gigglin' Racing. So we can predict that there's going to be some really heated racing out there. It was very, very, very close last race, particularly in that 65 mile an hour category. It's going to be the same here. The championship is on the line. Slick and Gigglin' are absolutely tied up in this championship. Slick need to win both races with Gigglin' coming in third. And there are a few other possibilities, but it's anyone's game here. And as I said earlier, don't count out Nutcase. They're in there, and they're worth a shot at this championship here for 2023. The boats are in the milling area. The white flag is up on the start boat, so they're going to be forming up into their sighting lap. As it looks as if they've been picked up now, they're going to start getting into it for the sighting lap. This again gives the drivers an opportunity to familiarise with the course. We've had changing weather conditions. The wind's picked up a little bit. You can see the water has stood up a little bit. There's a few little waves. Earlier there are a few little white caps we saw out there, so the wind is up, so the conditions are different. So this gives the drivers to have an opportunity to familiarise themselves with the conditions, with the water, with the track, and settle into their new pole positions based off last race's finishing order. Here we go. Sighting lap starts now, and I'm joined up in the commentary box again with by John Curnow. John, hello.
Hi everyone, and thank you very much, Ben. Welcome to everybody back to Lake Macquarie. Thank you to Lake Macquarie Council for putting on Fast and Loud. That's what you're watching and experiencing. If you were here just a little while ago, you would have seen the loud. We're back here with another dose of fast, especially in the case of that skater 28, Aaron Penosa. That was, geez, wow, they had it. We might have thought they might have actually broken out, as it's called, which is just going over the regulated speed limit. Super Sport 85 stands for 85 miles an hour. Super Sport 65 stands for 65 miles an hour. You get a little bit of leeway, not a lot, half a mile an hour. If you go past 1, you're dead to me. You're gone. So, thankfully that didn't happen, except for, it wasn't Nixon Racing, it was Thunderstruck in the 65. Oh, ouch. However, we're here. They've got another chance. You can redeem yourself, and we're going to get underway with the sighting lap about now. Looking forward to them as they just come out of Spears Point. Ben mentioned that there was a little change in the weather. Yes, the nor'wester, especially up in Spears Point, is stronger, probably funneled by a little bit of the mountain aspect there. Not that we're talking dogs off chains, just a little bit of whitecap action, so that 12 knot area. Here we go. Flags are up. Yes, flag is up on the orange start boat. You'll see it as it goes past. You can't go past them. They're setting the pace. And the skater 28 is in pole position up next to them. Then the new Shan Racing, Mojo, and Colonel is back out. So that's great news. Whatever affected them means they're back out. So we've got a full fleet of 4 there and a full fleet of 6. The throttles get opened as they go off, and we're away for the lap. Here we go.
Yeah, it's great to see that Colonel are back out there racing. We saw them having the boat on the trailer after the race, running the engines. And then they took the boat out of the water and took it back to the pits, presumably a little bit more access to some resources, to some tools, and they've obviously done a great job in the 40 minutes, 50 minutes that they had access to go and sort that boat out and get it back out on the race course. So we can expect that they'll have that fire burning as well, and they're going to be wanting to redeem themselves and show you all here at Lake Macquarie what they're all about. Is Jason Kelly and Jesse King. They're a really polished outfit, those two lads. Racing hard, good results all season. As we said earlier, they have secured the championship, but that does not mean that they'll be taking this weekend easy. If anything, they'll be going just as hard to show you that they truly do deserve that championship. Boats just going through the first turn now on the sighting lap. So everyone watching here at Lake Macquarie and at home, go to the fridge, grab a drink, grab some food, whatever you need, and settle down in a good comfy chair to watch the spectacle that is the Super Sports. The 65 mile an hour and 85 mile an hour. Some of the best racing in power boating you'll see in these categories. Always, always, always side by side, gunnel to gunnel, deck to deck racing. We saw last race, it was damn near a photo finish in the 65 mile an hour category, so that's really pleasing. The championship is real tight there, and it is cool to see some big catamarans in the 85 mile an hour. Of course, we've always had the Colonel in there, but now we've got the addition, the permanent addition of the Shan racing team, Ryan Shan and Scott Kelly in the 24-foot Shifty Cat with the two 200XS engines on the back of that boat. And of course, the wildcard entry for this weekend is Aaron Penosa in his 28-foot skater with the two 300XS Mercury racing engine. So a 600 horsepower setup on that boat, 400 horsepower on the Shifty and the Colonel skater, and then the single 300R on the Force Mojo. So they're running the four-stroke V8 offering from Mercury, the 300R, ripper new engine. We're seeing them being implemented more and more in the Super Cat outboard categories. And they're a really, really good engine, and we see them, a lot of the sports boats here are running them, the Crudercrafts are running them, you name it, there's a lot of them knocking around in the pits. Yeah, beautiful bit of engineering. And mind you, whilst we're on the sighting lap, we've got plenty to talk about. Slick, our current sitting in second place, both in this race and in the championship, they're onto a new boat next season. It's a Velocity-built boat with the 300R, and so their current boat is up for sale. So if you're interested in getting into a really, really good race boat, come down to the pits or contact Andrew Pike or Shannon Porter. You can find them down in the pits or on the socials, on the Facebook page. Send a message, and you could have a really, really good race boat on your hands if you're interested. Opportunities like this, they're one of those things, you want to make the most of them, so get onto it. It's join the sport. It's a growing category and already a really, really strong category. We've got consistently great fields of racing and really tight racing, as I've said. So, as I said, if you want that boat, if you're thinking, gee, that looks good, sounds good, well, it could be yours. So contact the relevant people for that one as they come up over the top end of the course, down into the right-hand dog leg, and they'll just start to pick up the paces a little bit here. This is where the start boat will start to make sure that they're getting into their lines, they're getting into their correct poles before the starter releases them somewhere in front of the race control truck here around the start-finish line. The starter always waits for both categories to be in a good line, so they all have a nice even start before dropping the flag.
That's exactly right, and then from thence on, it's 30 minutes of fun, 30 minutes of pace, but not too much pace. Remember, these are speed-limited classes, up to half a mile an hour, and the penalty's not too bad. Get too close to 1 mile an hour, and it's a little bit unfortunate. Go past 1 mile an hour, and your day's gone a little bit sour for you. But here we go, we're going into Spears Point. They'll turn shortly, line up, come roaring back through, and we are away. The final 30 minutes of racing today. We're back on again tomorrow. Remember, there's the Skunk Hour concert tonight, if that's your thing. There's also the cars tomorrow as part of the whole Lake Macquarie Fast and Loud. You can access everything off superboat.com.au, and you can also catch up with everything at Facebook with the Offshore Superboat. So here we go. Start boat has definitely got them all in line. Hammers are about to be opened. I would imagine I'm going to tip the skater for the skater 28 for the line, but here's the Colonel. They're already going to open it up. They've left themselves a little bit of a gap there. So yep, there we go. There's the throttle. We're away. Actually, Mojo probably punched that one beautifully, so congratulations to them. Back in 65 and Thunderstruck. Just remember that 65 miles an hour, not 85 miles an hour in the Thunderstruck. Just a reminder, hey, but have fun. Slick, what have we got there? We've got them pulling off into the centre. Sorry to see that. We never like people pulling into the centre. Hopefully they've still got a bit of pace going, so maybe they've just got a seating issue or something. We don't know. We'll find out for you and come back. And in the meantime, they're all barrelling off down to that first turn. Gee, that's going to be busy down there. What's that like, Ben, when you go into that first turn?
Yeah, it's really just a lot of tussling for position, making sure that you're clear of other boats. So, you know, there's a lot of boats going hard into that first turn, so it's really making sure you're in the right spot and you know where your competitors are, and if you want to make a move, making it a safe and well-executed move, and coming out the other side with the throttles down and all happy.
Well done, Ben. If you're looking, we've just seen Triple Eight Shan Racing go right up to the skater 28 and then back off. Now they're back on the throttle again. So this is wonderful to see because they're learning that craft. And meanwhile, the Colonel on the outside found the extra part of the throttle, you know, spinal tap, the one that goes to 11. And they're marching right through. So again, we're going to see very, very good racing here. This is really good stuff because anyone can do it. If you've got a boat and you want to do day racing, go to superboat.com.au and you can join any of the rounds next year. We'll have those dates up very soon. It starts down in Victoria and then moves into Queensland in the middle of the year. But right now, it looks like the Colonel have clearly fixed whatever beset them early on. And in second place, it's the skater 28 with Aaron. So here we go. We're in Warners Bay. Round we go. Ben, let's have a look at this. This is great.
Absolutely. It's great racing at the moment here. It's really, really nice to see the Colonel having that misfortune in the earlier races and now in the lead. And Shan Racing, Ryan Shan and Scott Kelly giving it to the 28-foot skater as well as the Colonel. We look towards the centre of the racecourse and we can see that Slick has pulled off. Both drivers are huddled over the engine, so we can assume that they have a bit of an engine problem going on there. As we see, the 28-foot skater's got problems. They've come right off the plane. Shan Racing flies past and they have big problems on board that boat, coming to a complete stop just off the racecourse. Wowee, this is like a graveyard in the middle here over the first lap. So Slick with presumable engine problems based on the way that they're both huddled around that outboard motor, and who knows what's going on with that 28-foot skater, but they came to a very quick stop down the run into the final turn. Let's see how the Colonel and Shan Racing have shaped up through there. It's going to be the Colonel in first place. They're sounding good, looking good. Boat sitting really, really nicely. Shan Racing is having an awesome run. A little bit of bow down in that boat, but they can lift that thing up. They're going to be absolutely flying. Really good look for them. As Colonel leap out of the water, those 200XS or 200X engines are barking away. The two-stroke sound is beautiful. They've done a lot of work over the season of this boat to get it really sitting perfectly. A few porpoising issues earlier on and in last season, but they've dialed that boat in, and my lord, is it fast and sits good. Here's Mojo, the Force hull here. they're sitting in third place, so good on them. That's one spot better than they did last race, and it looks as if that 28-foot skater is going nowhere. Aaron Pinoza out of his seat. Looks as if he's huddled around something, having a look at a component on that boat. Here we go, Nutcase and Nixon Racing with the Yamaha on the back, having a great little race there. They finished up, what would it be, 5th last race. So to be up in the lead, fighting with the Nutcase is really good. And Giggling boys, interesting form from them. As we said, they're usually always in front and in front strongly. But to see them a fair way back off the Nutcase and, of course, now Nixon Racing. Interesting. I wonder, maybe are they nursing a problem or are they just being conservative? They know that they've got the championship in the bag now that Slicker out of this race. Maybe they're just taking it easy as the dealer puts another lap on, sitting up right out of the water. Look at that thing getting the nose, dancing around in the air, looking good. Shan Racing up the back. Ryan Shan and Scott Kelly. They're going to stick it up the inside of the Colonel. Have a go at that up the back straight. The left hand of the wide turn. It is gunnel to gunnel, deck to deck racing there. Wow, it's as good as it gets in this category here. Wow, sending it up the inside. They look as if they just didn't quite get the run that the Colonel got out of there. But wow, that is awesome from Ryan Shan and Scott Kelly. They're really getting the handle on this boat. They're going to have another look. They're going to have another look, ladies and gentlemen. They put the boat up the inside of the Colonel. They're going to run them out wide. They're going to have the outside line for the right-handed dogleg. The Colonel might poke the nose up the inside. It's the perfect sort of corner to do that. But Ryan Shan and Scott Kelly doing that, taking that outside line, gives them the inside for the bottom turn here. So excellent racecraft from these two boats, as it is absolutely alive for the battle. First place in the 85-mile-an-hour category.
Indeed it is, and we're finding that maybe on board, as we see them go up in front of us, you'll notice that hopefully they haven't punched too far past 85. Well, keep the fingers crossed for that one for them. But what a joyous thing to watch. With the Colonel also back out, they're just going to make sure that they categorically put a stamp on the 85 category for the season, because they've done a really good job all throughout Victoria and then up in Queensland. This is a great result. We're most impressed by the fact that this is only the second outing and they've barely had any testing time. Paul, Ryan and Scott in the shunt racing vessel. So congratulations to them as they come roaring back over the start line. This is wonderful. They've got that boat dialed up beautifully. So we're going to hope that they can hold a lap. They'll put massive confidence in them, and it'll mean that the racing will stay really red hot for the whole lap. Now, that's just a great experience and watch. We're delighted. Well done to them.
Yeah, really terrific from the boys at Shan Racing. As John touched on, they've only tested that boat twice before this weekend. One in Port Phillip Bay, which is their home testing ground, and one here last night, or yesterday afternoon. They had a quick little squirt around the lake and came back in and went back out. It changed a few things, and to see them really bringing it to the experienced and fast team of the Colonel is so nice. Mojo putting another lap on the board. Well done to them. They're really getting the job done nicely. 65-mile-an-hour boats are just coming into the bottom turn here. It looks as if the Nutcase is still in the lead. Then to Nixon Racing, the number 71 boat, and Giggling, Mark and Liam Sutherland a little bit behind these two lead boats. As we look at the Barry Sutherland down there, give us a wave, mate. He's watching on. There we go, watching the boys get the job done. I'm sure he'd rather than be in first, but that's okay.
Well done, there we go. The wave from the Green Army for the Green Army. Nixon Racing, just important to remember, that's a Yamaha motor. Most of the vessels out here are Mercury powered. That Yamaha motor has been tuned by Simon Gishas and the Nisbro team. What a wonderful thing. That 4.2 litre 6 is making 332 horsepower. So they've got plenty there, just got to make sure they don't use it all at the wrong stage, because you're gone. We don't want that, but congratulations to Dean Nixon and Pat Bonici. Here we go. This is Thunderstruck. They had trouble in the first one, but looking like they've learnt their lesson and going to make sure they stick to the rules. Breezes just pop back up again, which makes that Spears Point turn, because you're going into it and then you turn around and you have the breeze following you. That is always a very difficult turn to make because you go across the breeze as well, and it's only a very short turn between the two buoys. We're still looking out at Skater 28. We're worried for Aaron Penosa and Sorko. We think that they're experiencing an engine problem, but we don't have an enormous amount of information for you just at the moment. We will provide that as soon as we can. But for the moment, we're looking at the Colonel, which I would imagine means we've got a problem with Sean somewhere. I can't locate Sean just at the moment. So, yes, they're right over the other side. Okay, yeah, we've... carnage might be the word of the day. We'll find out. Ben, this is part of racing, part of motorsport, part of powerboat racing.
That's it. It's a tough sport. It's tough on the drivers and tough on the boats. You know, these the boats take a beating out there, and they're sitting hard on the throttles all day. So, you know, gear can get damaged, but not for the Colonel. Apparently, they fixed whatever they had wrong, and they're doing really well. But it's really quite sad to see the Shan Racing team Shifty Cat pulled up just before that sort of turn 3 on the way up to turn 3, just along the back straightaway. They've pulled up, so who knows what the problem is there, but they were looking so good up until that point. So bit of misfortune for them, but I suppose that's part of the sport. It can be rough on days, but it can be great on others, as Colonel negotiate the first turn. And I did see Slick Racing getting up on the go again. Yes, they've come through the centre and joined on just on the exit of turn 1. So they've got that boat moving again. So can't have been anything too sinister. They've been able to, you know, knock it back together, whatever may have happened there, because they're back out and they're getting points. And it's going to make it hard for that championship win here. But who knows what could happen? Who knows what could happen? Anything's possible. Here comes Mojo. Listen to the water on the bottom of that hull. That's just an awesome sound. The sounds of powerboat racing. Isn't it good? Isn't it good? Harry Backer and Shane Payton getting the job done in Nutcase. They're pulling away a little bit of a lead over Nixon Racing. So good on them. They've got that boat sorted out. And then it's a fair way back, a few hundred metres, in fact, to the boys in Gigglin Racing, the 21-foot force, Mark and Liam Sutherland. I tell you what, they won't be happy inside those helmets to be sitting in 3rd place, not where they belong and not where they've spent most of their time this season. Thunderstruck with the Evinrude power plant on the back, coming down, negotiating that right-hand turn, the dog leg, as they come into the bottom end of the course. Here's the Nutcase, waving to the crowds. The Green Army is here. Oh, no hands. That's a bit iffy. But anyway, Nixon Racing doing a good job. They can keep that up. They'll be all over the back of Nutcase, and great points and a bit of silverware for the weekend, which is what we love. Here comes Gigglin Racing, just trying to have a look at the attitude of that boat. Maybe what's wrong, but it's hard to know really. It's just, yeah, not their day, but that's all right, as we see the resting 28-foot skater and the 24-foot Shifty. The Shifty is back underway, but at idle, just trundling through maybe towards the centre of the course a little bit more. Here's Thunderstruck. Well done. They broke out last race, so no doubt that they'll be taking a little bit easier, making sure not to do it again, to keep some points on the board and maybe pick up a podium. Depends on what happens towards the boats up the front of the pack.
Yes, I think we can honestly say that Shan are not making massive progress with whatever issue they had. We do hope that they can fix it, because those couple of laps were terribly exciting and does show the potential. That boat was lengthened to 26 feet before it left Australia to go to New Zealand, and thankfully Customs and Excise didn't tax it on the way back, so it's still 26. And the motors are running well up until, obviously, whatever has beset them. But there we go with the Colonel, the two lads. doing an exceptional job, and we commend them for that. Here we are with the dealer in yellow, Aaron Jackson and Hugh Balcom. We love day racing. If you want to do it, you can. Follow the links on the website superboat.com.au and you can be out here with your boat. Russell Embleton, the race director, and the crew have made it very easy with the forms and all the things that you need to do to come and do this. So if you've got the boat, the trailer and the car to move it, you can come and see us and we'll go racing, which is wonderful. Indeed, that's what we've got here today with Nixon Racing, Thunderstruck and the dealer. They're all racing for the day. We love that. Please come and join. You never know what might happen. You might sign up for the season. In the meantime, we're about to have Slick 21, the boat that's for sale. They can come back and get into racing, maybe collect a few points, because it is very tight between them and Giggling. They're going to get lapped by the very fast Force in Mojo with Dan Steely and Lee Haskell. Wow, aren't they having a good day? They've actually got that boat to go much cleaner and smoother and more evenly, which is, of course, the very important part of this class. Even Stephen gets you the silverware. You might be quicker, you might be able to do a lot of tricks, but if you're not even and you don't rack up the points lap after lap, you're going to struggle. We're looking back out over at the Nutcase. Got to say, Harry Backer and Shane Payton, apart from being possibly one of the happiest crews on the water and ashore, they love turning it on, and racing seems to be almost like lifeblood to them. So that's a wonderful thing to see them going that well. I think there's in excess of 30 in the Green Army. If they all shouted from under the tree, we'd probably hear them. We love that. Spectators make such an important part of all of this, and I was walking along and I think we ranged from something in the vicinity of about 5 years of age all the way up. We'll get another wave to the Green Army as the black and green racer. There we go, there it is, and the boat's sounding really well and running very well, so that's great to see. And then Nixon Racing, wow, haven't they turned it on? They've learnt their craft. They're going to be something to watch tomorrow as well. That's great to see. So we're looking at the Colonel, and the Shan's limping back, so I think we can effectively, and under escort, so I think we can effectively say that's that for them, which is terribly sad, but does show where they might be able to go in the future.
Yeah, that's it. You can see hatch open on the Shifty Cat of Ryan Shan and Scott Kelly coming back to the pits, and I sincerely hope that they can get that boat up and going again for tomorrow's racing. Of course, there's more racing tomorrow, so it'll be good to see them going, like the Colonel boys, getting the job done very nicely. Just a polished outfit, those guys, the Colonel boys. They know what they're doing. They race the boat well, and, you know, weekend in and weekend out, they're making those points, and that's why they're on the top of this championship. They've been coming the last 2 years. I think they were second in the championship in the end, and it's a good reward for them after a lot of years of hard racing to finally get that spot on the top step of the championship. So well done to the Colonel boys, well deserved, and hard raced over many, many, many years. As who have we got coming into the bottom? It's the dealer. They're getting the job done there, sitting towards the back of the 65-mile-an-hour pack. But that's all right, day races. They're just getting the gist of it and getting that boat going good. And it's looking good. It's looking better and better every lap, and that's what it's all about here for these classes here. All these boats over the weekend are going to be putting on a great show for you guys.
So we've definitely still got the two vessels in trouble. Thankfully, not too much trouble, as we see Shan Racing, the black with the 888. They're just limping back. They'll probably head straight back in. And we can't ascertain what is with the skater at the moment, but they're definitely drifting. Well done to the dealer, and there goes Mojo 40 crossing their wake to go down the outside It'll be a really, really good turn down the bottom there. Even though they're in different classes, you can see the respect paid to each other to not interfere with racing lines. That's very important. Safety is key, always. There's a lot of instruction and testing that goes on to cover that off, including the immersion test for getting out, should there come to it. And obviously a big shout out to all the first responders out on the water. We've got ambulance, we've got divers, just to add that level of security to ensure that everybody's safe and well and the racing continues to be happy, and everybody can look forward to more tomorrow, as we've discussed. 3 more races, 2 for the big boats, 1 for the super sport categories. Here we go, this is slick. Wonderful to see how well they're doing. Andrew Pike, such a fierce competitor, and he and Shannon put in so much with controlling the GPS devices. I think from memory, Shannon's actually downstairs actually doing stopwatches right now. So there's always so many people we need to thank for all of their efforts to contribute to make this happen, so that the people out on the water can enjoy it. And here at wonderful Lake Macquarie in Marmong Park, everybody else can have as much fun. And of course, out there in the world watching it, whether it's Europe or the US or elsewhere here in Australia, you can all see this wonderful racing. Here we go, Nixon Racing about to get absolutely thrown. The wake of the Colonel as they go past, that'll happen down that bottom corner, and they'll roar through and take the corner in front, leaving fresh water for Nixon Racing to go round. Coming through is Mojo. Oh, it's actually giggling. My apologies. That's great. I think they might be just wondering what happened to the outright pace, because they just don't seem to have it today. But the boat's definitely looking good, just maybe not running at the top end. Maybe they forgot to pull the rev limiter off.
Yeah, might go down and see if, have a word with Barry at the end of the race, see if he's got any ideas of where the boys are coming unstuck. And you're right, Shannon and Andrew Pike are really just, you know, they love the sport, and all these drivers do. That's the beauty of it. You know, Shannon's down there in the race control, and Andrew has helped out a lot with, you know, the GPSs for the speed limiting in these classes, and just really, you know, dedicated to the sport, and really, really good racers and committed, and they put a lot of time and passion in, and it's really well appreciated. And it's the same for all the racers that are involved in this sport. They all do their part, and it's really, really awesome. We look towards the back. Colonel has blown past the nutcase now. They've got that boat sitting perfectly. Wonder what the problems were after last race, but whatever they were, they fixed them, and they fixed them well, and that boat is flying. Nutcase is still doing a good job to hold out first place, and I'd like to look at the championship standings here to see how this could shape out for them. They might jump up into second. I can't see them getting up into the first spot on the standings, but they'll definitely be having a look at second place perhaps. Mojo, the Force hull, the Mercury Pro XS on the back. Ripper job. They've got the driver and the observer. It's a ski boat, so the observer sits backwards. He'd normally be observing the skiers that are being towed by that particular boat, so he has a fun job of lapping this circuit, not seeing what he's about to hit in terms of waves, so that's always fun. Different way of approaching it to a conventional offshore boat. We're coming down to around 7-8 minutes left in this race, so we can presume the lead boat, which is the Colonel, will get a few more laps in before the checkered flag will be waved, and that will wrap up today's racing here for day 1 of round 4 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. The dealer doing a good job. Crossing the line, another lap. Terrific racing. We see the 28-foot skater that is out of this race of Aaron Penosa heading back to the pits. It looks just slowly trundling back. Hopefully get that boat back up and running for tomorrow. That'd be awesome, but who knows the level of the issues, and it's same with Shan Racing. It's who knows what gremlins they're fighting out there, and what work needs to be done. Have a listen to the 2 strokes on the back of the Colonel barking their way down the straight. Check it out.
It's actually really interesting because the Skater 28 with Aaron and Dale on board wasn't actually under its own power there for a while. So yes, they might be idling, and that's exactly what they're doing. But they've at least got some level of power. So we hope that, again, they and Sean will be able to achieve some miracles overnight and get back out there. But in the meantime, there is quite a separation now amongst the whole thing. You've got people up at Spears Point, and then you've got all the people down at the bottom of Marmong, which is the bottom southerly mark, before they head back out east over to Warners along that very long and very, very powerful, demanding back straight. The breeze over there would be sort of just almost on the beam, which is on the side. Here we go with the Nixon Racing outfit with Dean Nixon and Pat Bonici roaring past. They've really settled into a lovely pace there, good comfortable pace, and we hope that they continue to do well. They've got sort of a substantial lead, wouldn't you say, Ben, over Giggling, which is a wonderful thing to achieve, not so much for Giggling, but for a day racer. They'll be very happy to see that they're able to hold that over somebody who is effectively a class leader. But in the meantime, it's going to be a really good last, probably, 5 minutes I'd say we've got left in us, I think. Maybe not even. And we're going to 4 minutes, I think, yes. Okay, there we go. So we've got a few more laps to get in for people. But the biggest news will be that in the 85s, we're going to see the Colonel definitely pick up the chocolates there. Mojo will go into second, and unfortunately the other two won't collect points. But not to worry, tomorrow, new day, new set of racing. But Mojo's going to go roaring through now, and they do look good, I've got to tell you. You'll notice that there's probably barely a metre of hull in the boat, and the rest is the leg and the screw. If the screw comes out, you're slow with these boats as opposed to the surface piercing drive. But you've just got to keep the screw in enough, not too much because the bow goes down, and away you go. Yee-haw. That's it. We want to also make sure that we thank everybody who's come along to participate, everybody who's part of the shore crew, everybody who's come here to celebrate on the shore. Thank you. Lovely crowd. And of course everybody watching it at home, whether that's here in Australia or all around the world, thank you. Big thanks to Empire Marina for hosting us. Love your work. Thank you, David and the crew. And of course, Lake Macquarie. What a location, what a view, and what a set of weather for us. Thank you very much for turning that on. Set the meter to ideal. And the Colonel going to go blasting through. Gee, they're doing that with the kind of regularity they've shown all the way from Victoria to Queensland. And now here in New South Wales. I'm pretty sure I just saw the thumbs up then. I think, yes, Ben nods, he saw it too. Why wouldn't you have the thumbs up? So, well done. It is a deserved win. Always wonderful to see people do it from day one of the first race down at Wyndham Harbour all the way up here. Wyndham Harbour and Geelong are locked in for next year, so we're away in February in Victoria. And here comes the dealer, Aaron Jackson and Hugh Balcombe. We hope they've had as much fun as we have watching them. It's great to see the day racer category. You too can do it. Just go to the website, superboat.com.au, find all your links, and you're away. Russell Imbleton, race director, and the team will sort you out with everything you need, which is great, and makes it so much more fun for everybody. We've got probably only about a minute or so to run, I would imagine. Just under 2, actually. So we're almost done for the day, but do remember, there is tomorrow. Especially those boats that are going to need to do some repairs are going to be looking forward to tomorrow. There goes Slick 21. The ring-a-ding-ding of the two-stroke. That boat can be yours. They fixed it and they're back out charging. That's good to see. We also are very appreciative for the people out on the ferry watching it, all of those first responders and Mark Lane and course boats and media boats. Without it all, we can't do the job. So well done to you, and thank you to you. Here we go. Giggling, definitely. I know they're trying. Something's just not as powerful as what it was up at Harvey Bay. But don't worry, they'll sort it out. And we'll be back out with them again tomorrow. Probably now under a minute to go. So we're going to enjoy the last probably half a lap for the boat. Oh, yes, there's somebody down at Marmong, so we probably might even get the rest of a full lap in. Maybe not. They're going to, yeah, they're not down the bottom. So as we go with Thunderstruck, they won't complete another full lap. But not to worry, they've had a great time and we've enjoyed watching them. Definitely Shan Racing do have some level of power on board that boat because they are underway. We'll find out what that means in totality. But as the day winds up, a big thank you from the Offshore Superboat Championship, a big thank you to all of the media team for making it happen, and wonderful conditions. We expect it's going to be very similar tomorrow, so no doubt there'll be lots of people back out again to watch it all around Lake Macquarie.
That's absolutely right. It's going to be another terrific day of racing, as it has been today. And in light of that, we can watch here the Colonel, your leader in 85 mile an hour category, pick up the checkered flag as they're rolling out of the throttle, and I don't know what that's all about, but that was almost a bit concerning. They seem like they've got it back up and going again. Anyway, either way they'll get it. Colonel Racing taking the win in the second sports class race of today. Well done to Jason Kelly and Jesse King. I almost got a bit worried there, but well, they got that thing going again. Maybe they stopped to wave to the Shan Racing Team boat. Who knows? They look as if they're heading over there now, but they had the win secured as we wait patiently for the rest of the field. 65 mile an hour boats to come around the course here. That's the thing. These Colonel boys have been so fast, they've left a massive gap between the rest of the pack. So we're going to patiently wait for our leaders, the Nutcase, who are on the back side of the field, coming through the dog leg now, or entering it. So they'll cross the line to pick up the win for 65 mile an hour. But the next boat coming through looks as if it will be Slick. I'm going to say they'll overhaul the dealer in this last little bit of the lap. They're moving. The 85 mile an hour. Look at those three catamarans, beautiful looking boats moving back towards the pits. The wind's really picked up for this last lap here, very good. Likes it, keeps it exciting, which is what we want here. We're going to have, the dealer's going to get the job done. They're going to be the next boat home, although not in a podium position. Oh, I tell you what, Nutcase has pulled into the centre of the field. Nutcase has pulled into the centre of the field. They're out and they've lost the win. So this one is going to go to Nixon Racing in the 65 mile an hour category. That's brilliant. A very, very well done to those boys. Second race this weekend here, and day races, the wild card entries. To pick up a win is absolutely spectacular. The dealer taking the checkered flag, not the podium position, but a great effort. Anyway, here comes Slick. Well done to Slick Racing. As we wait for Nixon Racing, who are just exiting the last corner now. Here they come onto the back straight. Well done to Team Nixon. They are going to take the provisional win in the 65 mile an hour category. That is a great effort from them. They were on the back of Nutcase all race, and Nutcase couldn't get the job done. So good on Nixon to finish first. First you have to finish. Here's Giggling Racing. They'll be happy that they've been promoted to second, that's for sure. They'll be working hard to get the pace back for tomorrow, but second place is a great effort, so well done to Mark and Liam. Mojo, well done in the 85 mile an hour category. Had a great start to this race and dropped the pace off throughout the race a little bit, but have brought it back for a great finish here. And finally, we have Thunderstruck, Team Thunderstruck. Well done to them. That is a good effort from those boys. Very well done. Well done to all the competitors out there today. It's been a great day of racing here in race 2 of the sports classes for the weekend, and race 3 of the day 1 of round 4 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. We're here at Lake Macquarie. and we'll be back tomorrow to bring you all the racing action. We're going to have the first race of the day will be the Superboats, the Supercat 600 and the Supercat Extreme. And then the sports boats will be back out for their final race of the weekend. And then the final race of the day and of the weekend will be the Superboats again, going out for the final race of the season. So well done today on a great effort. Thank you to everyone for coming out and supporting the boats, supporting the teams. Stick around and we'll see you tomorrow.